and a land far, far away. Well, not really that far. 300 kilometers north of Moscow or 500 kilometers south of Saint Petersburg. Away from the story most often told. Surrounded by woods and mystery, exists a little village, a time capsule of tradition and heritage. Come with me and discover a way of life most have forgotten. Hi, welcome to my village. It was established in 1545, so come along with me as I give you a little private tour. I'm gonna have to fast forward this part because it's quite a walk down this dirt path. Oh, big news in the village, guys. Massive news. We lived here about 20 years. We've had to always burn our trash because there's no store here, there's no post office here, there's nothing here unless you live here. So there's obviously not trash like trucks that come through here. So we had a crematorium built, so we had to burn everything. And I'm sorry, take a look around. We have trash bins. Yes, we do. Big deal. Twice a week a truck comes now. Woo! Big improvements. Oh, the whole village uses those. We are entering where the houses are. Some of these houses are for permanent residents, like my mom and Antonina and Olga. They live here year-round. There's also villagers that live here only for the summer, for the harvest season, usually for like April to September, like what time of the year it is right now. I'm gonna do an Astrid. Everyone, my English right now is like really like going in and out because I'm translating too much and my brain can't handle it. So if you hear me not being able to speak English, which is my second language, or stumbling over words or my grammar's off, that's why. Sleep deprived and my brain's tired. Back to what I was originally saying. Some of these houses are for permanent residents, some are for like temporary residents for like the seasons of gardening and harvesting, and some of them are back there. Those houses are for like dacha people or people that come in for the weekends from the city. Dacha and like summer housing is a really big tradition in Russian culture. Kind of like everyone has a dacha, little summer home, weekend home where you get away and you go into the woods to forage for mushrooms, to pick berries, and to be in nature. It's like a very common thing. Since our village was established in 1545, you also have houses like this. You know, just doing their thing. I just heard a car drive by. That wasn't my car. Big news. Somebody's got a visitor. Wow. The only people that drive by here are the weekends and people that come from the city to go mushroom hunting in our woods. Sometimes a hunter and like, honestly, people that are lost. This is Olga's home. She's one of the matriarchs of our village. She's the one that my mom goes mushroom picking or berry picking. She helps sort. She's older and has a couple injuries, so she's not strong enough to go in the woods and pick berries and mushrooms for herself, but she loves them deeply. So we bring them to her and she helps process them. So there's always like a trade and barter system in the villages. It is a village, like that American English quote, like it takes a village, it really does. So we might go pick them, but we don't have time to clean all the berries. So she does that for us, and in turn we give her part of our berry haul. She's also got the best garden in the village. This is Antonina's house. She works with my mom on my mom's taxidermy, as well as helps her through just anything that she might need help with on her property. She's got the second best garden in the village. She is a professional mushroom hunter, an amazing berry picker, and just overall like superhuman. She's also got 2 amazing cats that my daughter is currently obsessed with. I know your intentions are not pure.
Hi, Antonina. Be it. I miss you. You're not to run away, okay? Welcome, Mama. Okay, I love you. And you get to hug it. Not that ever again,
What's that? This Yamanika. This is Yamanika, the tiny, tiny strawberry that I told you. That's wild. It's like 10 strawberries in one. Try it.
Dad, I need more. Let's see what else is.
This is the bougie house in the village because he's got the fresh paint and the fresh fence and all of his yard is manicured. Everyone else we're kind of just wild and with the elements because it's wild over here. But he's got it all like tight. Oh, and he's got wire fencing. Wire fencing. Ooh. Okay, come over here. This is the house of a woman that was so dear to my heart. Baba Nadia. She helped raise me when I lived here in Russia originally and was a really tiny baby. We lived above this village on a hill over there called Krasnaya Gorka, the Red Hill. And my mom didn't have a cow at the time. And so Baba Nadia, who used to live here, she's passed since, she would give my mom free milk for my brother and I since we were babies. This is her well. This is the best well water in the village. Our village runs on well water. Ours is a little bit more technologically advanced, and I'll show you. There's a button so I don't have to like physically crank up the well, but I'll show you how this works. So you open the well. There's always like a little seat. So this is where you put your bucket once it's heavy with water. And if you look down here, it's really dark and ominous. But that's beautiful well water down there. Oh. So you take your bucket. It's gonna get loud. And you're gonna drop it down. And you're gonna wait till it fills up like that. One more. And then you crank it back. You want to leave a little slot. This is the tricky part. You have to grab your bucket, hoist it up here. And normally you would have your carrying bucket or your carrying like plastic jug right here. So then you can pour the water into whatever your vessel you're carrying it into and take it home. But it's wonderful. This is like the cleanest water in the world, of course.
I need another one. Huh? I need Taka.
Kaka? Can you still kaka home?
Right there.
No, not kaka by the water well. So let's go kaka at home. A car. Who has a visitor? He was in camo, so I'm assuming he's trying to hunt. Здравствуйте, здрасте, как делишки, нормально?
Ну, ничего, все хорошо, у вас как-то.
Хорошо, снимаем.
Светочка, вам привет, тоже передали.
Ой, спасибо. Спасибо. Пошли. Понятно. Oh, that little babushka that we just passed, she was gardening. She is only, I guess, a summertime villager because she comes in like April. We'll plant everything, do the summers here, the harvest here, and she's going to leave at the end of the month and go to the city where her kids are. Because if you're like 70 plus, it's just too hard to be here in the winter. You're just relying on like firewood, and it's usually very snowing, very cold. So it gets a little like aggressive if you're like 70 plus. So the older ladies, if they have people close by, like relatives, they usually leave for the winter now. These are wild roses, and I don't know if you guys might know this, but this is where rose hips come from. It's my favorite scent. Even though they look very like light and fluffy, these flowers give the most beautiful aroma. And if you find the bulbs from where they've blossomed. Oh, now you're gonna barely hear me because the security has been activated. Our geese are very, very aggressive today. Here, there we go. Like if you find a bulb, you can eat this. It's so good. Or boil it, and dry it, and make it into tea. But you can't eat past the little pink part because then it becomes just the seeds of the roses. And those are like bitter and weirdly like spiky. Okay. Антонина.
Ну, вы еще не поехали, сейчас едете. А я скажу, думаю, что за разговор с языком?
Я занимаюсь. Скажи, зай.
А, понятно.
Да.
Поэтому забыла. Давай.
These are the gates to our village. Well, I guess to our property on the village. These are my gates. Come on, I'll show you. The security system is gonna come in hot. There they are. My mom hatched 6 geese, and they only like her. Here's the trick with geese. You can't turn your back on them because they'll come at you. You have to come to them and you have to attack them first. Ah! Yo. This is my mom's. Stop it. Don't do it. This is my mom's like worker's house or summer house. This is the house where she preps berries, mushrooms, where the geese live, where the dog lives. His name's Picasso. He's a Lancier. He's 12 years old, which is a miracle. This is a house where things get muddy and a little dirty and hectic and like all of the life happens. So the heart of our property is probably this little house. It is like 300 years old and in great condition. It has running water in the kitchen. I'm watching for these geese because they're just waiting for their opportunity to attack me. And but it still has an outhouse. It still has a pichka, which is the oven that heats the home in the center of the home that we use primarily for all of our cooking. And I'll give you a little interior tour a little bit later. So moving on, we're going to my mom's shop, which is her workstation. She is a taxidermist by trade and a licensed forest ranger. So I'll show you some of her beautiful work. Our geese live here at night so they don't fly away or get disturbed by any other animal. This is the only apple tree that gave us apples this year. Every 3 years or so, apple trees take a break. And this year, all of our other apples in our orchard just didn't produce anything. And there was also like a frost right before the blossoms really could take. So, very few apples, which is crazy rare. Oh. Luckily for me, there's some of my favorite. My husband makes fun of me because I'm always eating in every possible video, but I'm never alone. Always with Undine. This is like the time when I am alone, I'm trying to like eat something. Anyway, right here in this field, you can't tell right now because it's kind of overgrown. It's the end of the season, but we have 150 different black and red currant bushes. So a lot of like, my mom makes black currant wine, which is amazing. But you have like this much and you're on the floor. And also jams, preserves, compote, everything. All of our like berry picking comes from here. There's also black and red and boysenberry bushes over there by the apple orchard. And this is our personal well. What? Hold on. Bye! Literally can't hear my mother over the geese. You know, it doesn't work to yell at the geese. But my mom still tries. What? What? She's saying, geese, shut up! What? Okay. My mom went to the swamp like 2 days ago and picked lingonberries. So she's making compote, which is like, it's not a juice, it's not a preserve, it's like somewhere in between. And she needs apples for the compote to mix with the berries. So she was yelling at the geese and us to, my husband, who's taking video of this, to pick apples for the treat. Because she's like, if you want compote, I need apples. Anyway, moving on. This is my well. What's so cool is now we can like make them electric. So instead of me putting a bucket and like rolling it up like the other well, all I have to do is push this button up here and then the water comes out here. And then there you go.
Would you like me to grab you a bucket?
No, in a little bit. Okay. Ta-da! Let's go to my mom's shop. This is where she does her taxidermy work. This has been her profession for over 30 years. She's a master taxidermist. It's beautiful work, and I'll shoot another episode and get into more details of why it's a beautiful profession and how much it respects nature and the animals versus like the stigmas that it has around it. This is part of my mom's taxidermy shop. Now, when I say taxidermy, people are like, ah! And yes, we do stuff animals. This is what my mom's been doing for 30 years. It's a little bit, I think, confusing, and people have a stigma about this form of artwork. It is all about preserving the beauty of an animal. My mom's a licensed forest ranger. She is not pro-hunting unless it has to do with, unless it's done properly and has to do with like population control and is done with respect to the animal. So we're actually going to shoot a whole episode on it. My mom's next big animal that she has to mount is a bear. It's actually right here. This is the form of it. Here's the form. Let me find you the head. Here's the head. Dun, dun, dun. We are going to stuff the bear, and I'll show you how that's done. And it's not this like scary process. It's actually quite beautiful, and it takes a lot of artistic skill, practice, and years of experience to make it look lifelike, because you can make taxidermy look really bad. I'm sure you've all seen taxidermy that you're like, ooh. My mother's wins awards. So more on this later. If you thought I abandoned the apple and wasn't gonna stop eating in this episode, you're wrong. Okay. There's a couple more properties on our property that we're renovating and we don't quite know what to do with. One of them is this beautiful blue house. It's also from the 18th century. It's stunning. It's like a 1-bedroom. It has running water in it, like an actual toilet. It's fancy. But the roof collapsed on the other side. I don't know. I'll get to it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but I will renovate it eventually. We're going to walk to my dream project right now, which is a barn from the 18th century. It was actually the horse stables for when the Tsar would come through this area. This is kind of like the pit stop between Moscow and Saint Petersburg. So when they would take their carriages, they needed somewhere to overnight to rest the horses, and this is one of their barns. So there's a lot of historical knowledge behind it, and I really want to renovate it and make it a living quarters. I want to make it a home, like a summer home, because it's such tall ceilings. For people to visit, it's large enough to host a massive amount of people. So people can come here, enjoy this beautiful scenery, and also be comfortable. And I want kids running around it. I want feasts, summer potato harvest celebrations there. Yeah. This is my dream home. It just needs a little bit of work. This is literally my dream project. It's such a beautiful space, and the foundation, even though it's 300 plus years old, is so solid. I'll open what would be like the kitchen, the gathering space, the big living room area of my dream home. Right now it's full of hay and potatoes. Can you see it? Because I can. This one day, I swear, we'll have a marble countertop, an open space, the living quarters. There's gonna be couches over there, a half bath over here, a fireplace, a pitchka, lots of family and friends gathering here. I'd love to open it up and have visitors come and rent this space and have all of the history and the beauty of this space be preserved. Oh look, 1886. That's how old this wood is. 1886 or 1885. They guesstimated. You know, get rid of some hay, some wasps' nests. This will be beautiful. We don't do a lot of gardening. Honestly, we just have so many other projects going on. My mom doesn't have the time to like toil and like garden. Also, she doesn't really have that much of a green thumb. We're really good at planting like apples and berries and harvesting that and going into woods and foraging. We're not like garden people, but the rest of the village women are. So what we do is kind of like barter and trade. For example, we have a lot of land. So Antonina, which is our neighbor down the street, she planted her potato harvest here. So because she's using our soil and our tractor, we get to reap some of the benefits of that. We'll keep like half the potatoes and she keeps half of them. And it works out for everybody. My husband just said, would you like to explain the trail? Because he dedicated 2 days to mowing our property on my like John Deere sit and ride mower. It took him a lot of time because this was overgrown. Again, like we just don't have enough time and not enough literal manpower. There's like 2 men in this village and they're like 80. So it's up to the ladies to get everything done. And we're so busy foraging, canning, planting things, also taking care of animals, grandchildren. No one's mowing. And if they are, we're like doing it like a little section at a time. So my husband came in and just saved the day. Just mowed all the property for everyone. Good job, honey. And it does actually help because there's stinging nettle. This is stinging nettle on it everywhere and every space of Russia everywhere. It's like a #1 plant. So when it is tall, it's quite annoying because, you know, you get stung every step you take. Okay, I'll show you one other piece of property on our land that's finished. It doesn't have indoor plumbing, but it's my other like blue house. This is the blue bunkhouse. It's 2 separate rooms and like a massive hall in the middle. This is where we host. Those geese are so loud. It's kind of like the kid house. I need to do some renovations on this too. Maybe add like 2 more working bathrooms. It also has, drum roll, a ghost. So the original owner of this grove, her name is Maria, and she's our only active ghost in the village, but she's like semi-harmless. She doesn't really do anything. She's just disgruntled. She lives in this home, and periodically in the grove, she makes an appearance. I had a great conversation with her on this trip. And she's excited for me to revamp and add more of a feminine touch to this house and their other properties. So, these are not edible, but they're fun to have around the property. These are all called pagankas, which they're just not edible, but they're very cute. We have outdoor seating for when we host in the summers. We have these 2 giant tables that we can have beautiful outdoor gatherings. A little outdoor swing if you want to have a glass of wine or some tea. And just feel the sunset. Oh, my little tiny baby. Oh, come here. Oh, don't get mad. Don't get mad. Oh my goodness. You're a baby. It's so cute. Do you want to go back? And I'm taking you to which is called like a hunter's church. We built this like 20 years ago. And the tradition is if hunters or foragers get lost in the woods, that they find a hunter's church, which is just like a very simple, safe structure from the elements of weather, storms, snow, animals. And it's tied with Christianity and God. What's unique about it is there is always a little door and it is tiny. And so it actually forces the person that goes into the church to bow. So whether you want to or not, you're kind of bowing and giving thanks to God for providing a safety net. And there's a myth that every hunter's church, anyone that's ever like gotten lost or needed refuge, no one ever gets hurt or perishes in a hunter's church. So I'll show you what that looks like. So this is a traditional Russian little hunter's church. It's a very simple dwelling, usually one tiny little window and a candle, matches, and some icons so that you can pray and find peace, God, and safety. Look how good my husband did in mowing the lawn. Just wanted to make sure I got you 2 shout outs, Joseph. 2. It's so beautiful. Look how I can frolic without being stung by stinging nettle. It's a dream come true to any village woman. Okay, enough of that. This is the last piece of property on our property. This is my brother's house. This is the resting home. This is normally where we stay when we visit, where my mom lives when she normally lives here, when we're not invading her space. And why I love it, it's because it's like a modern cabin, but it still has the old world, like Russian cabin feel to it. It has a pechka right in the center of the home, which is in the heart of every traditional Russian village home. This is made out of brick and plaster, and what you do is you put firewood in this section right here, and this is like radiant heat for your home. So inside, on this side, this is like a steel plate, and it'll heat up, and you can cook on this side. And if you fall on this way, on this side of the pechka, we have a fireplace. So you have a fireplace, like a cooking, I guess, stove technically. This is where you keep all your kindling. And it just creates this like warm, fuzzy feeling in the home. I would talk to you more, but I've got to run and pick up my baby from preschool. She just got enrolled into Russian preschool, and that's so exciting. And also I have to pick those apples for my mom so she can continue making jam. And there's a bird stuck in this house. We just opened the door, and I've been chasing it for like 10 minutes. I'm heartbroken because it's underneath currently. The cupboard's over there. Anyway, there's a lot going on. I'm a little stressed out, so I'm gonna go handle life now. No stój! What? Mom, there's a bird in here.
What bird?
There's a little bird in here. I can't find it. Come get it.
What little one?
Pizza. There's a bird upstairs and it's hurting itself and I can't find it. Upstairs. Come find it. It flew under like the bed or something. It's tiny. He's upstairs taking a video and not helping me find the bird. Come on.
Guys, I make borsch. It's free.
That's great. Can we find the bird and then what?
I don't care about
berries?
bird.
I care about the bird a lot.
Okay,
Please come look.
try fine. My question is, you want me to come?
Mom,
Sorry?
wait, no, I want you to come help me find the bird. You can make noodles at a later time. No one's hungry. Find me the bird.
You're not hungry. I make very nice
I'll eat
borsch.
the borsch. Go find the bird.
Joseph. Joseph,
Yes.
do you want borsch?
Yeah, I'd love some.
Yes, I know you love some. Stop it.
No, it's this big. It's a little finch. It's so tiny.
Maybe swallow
It
it.
did not. We just opened those.
Go eat my borsch. Yes, it. I spent all morning for borscht. Guys, you have to eat.
Mom,
I try so hard actually, all morning.
Do you hear it?
You sure it's bird, not mice, flying mice?
A bat?
That, yes, that like this.
It's so tiny. Come here. I know you're scared. Okay, I know I sound like a crazy lady, but I got you. It's weird what I'm doing. It's weird what I'm doing. What is it?
It's on the windowsill.
Come here, buddy. Me. A little baby finch. You're soft. Jeez, not right now. I'm like devastated.
Okay. All right.
We are on our way to pick up Ondine from her little Russian preschool, which is the neighboring village. Sorry, the roads are very bumpy over here. Whoa. What's special about these preschools are that it's a little more in nature. Obviously, they spend a lot of time outside. All of the food is prepped on site and it's all GMO free. Most of it's organic, and they get 3 hot meals a day. And then the teachers here are all from the neighboring village, so it's people I've known for 20 years. It's also, she's like a really tight-knit community. They're more like babushkas and aunties than they are teachers, so it's a lot of loving care. And I think she's gonna really flourish. She's the only English speaker, including the teachers, so that's a little difficult, but she's a smart little cookie and getting immersed into the culture really quickly.
Daddy, come see. The puppy.
Get a hugs. Get a hugs.
She said you had a good time and that you were very playful with the other kids. I didn't even.
Mama kisses.
Oh, I love.
Mommy, I miss you.
I miss you. Did she say Mama's gonna come back? Yeah, and Mama come back. Doshi, Dad. Doshi it up. Just got to Baba's house. We're gonna go and eat some borscht, which is Russian traditional soup.
Mommy, I want a marshmallow.
And we're gonna watch some Masha Bear. And that's just some of the beauty of village life. This soup is made with so much love, and it's so wonderful to have my mom here for extra help and
Mommy, I need to go.
just experience family time together.
Mommy, I need to go.
Mama's soup is so good. So that's basically the tour of my village. I am so excited that I get to share with you guys, because for the longest time, truly my entire existence, I've just had a really challenging time about bridging like the both worlds that I live in, like being in Hollywood, which is how most of you know me, from High School Musical to just whatever shows I've been on, right? And just this like weird imbalance. That's how it's always felt to me, like super imbalanced, like walking red carpets and being like presenting myself in this way, which is amazing. But then the other reality is I'm from this village. This is my heritage, this is my life, and I know how to skin animals, and I know how to forage for mushrooms, and I can snare a rabbit if you want me to. And I never understood why I was given the gift of having both of those worlds in the same lifetime, because they didn't make sense to me, right? at all. And through my 20s and my 30s, honestly, I was just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this information. And it seemed really vast and really like overwhelming. Cool. That's probably it, just like very overwhelming. And in that overwhelm, I also felt really isolated because no one can relate to me. Usually a Hollywood like actress isn't also a taxidermist's daughter, and and vice versa. A taxidermist's daughter isn't also a Hollywood actress. And so I just couldn't like find connectivity there with a lot of people or just life in general. But on this trip, I came with my husband and my baby, and it just felt different because I had like more to share with my personal circle, like my bubble, my family, and sharing with my daughter really opened me up. And then I happened to be driving past the last home I lived in before we moved to America, and I shared that reel with you guys, and it's gonna make me cry again. And I got such an overwhelming positive reaction from it, and everyone was so supportive and thanked me for sharing and being vulnerable. And it's something that I was really scared to do in the past, and being authentic like that and seeing the positive response made me feel so much more connection to you guys, but also just like to myself and being able to be authentic like that. So it really inspired this YouTube series, because I figured if you were so excited to see that little segment of just a home I used to live in and how many beautiful memories I had in there, then you would love this series where I get to show you what my life in the village now looks like, and what we have dreams and hopes for it here, and the traditions and the old world knowledge that the women of this village have, and how we're trying to keep those alive. So thank you so much, because as awesome it is to share with you, you're also taking this massive burden away from me, because I no longer feel like, what am I supposed to do with all of these random skill sets and random knowledge that I have? And now I feel like I have a purpose for it, which is to share with you guys, and maybe you just find joy in it or entertainment, but maybe you take something else from it. Maybe you make some of the jams that I'm going to show you how to make, and it feels really good because it's no longer just like an isolated me story. It then becomes part of your story, or it's something that you can also take ownership of, and that's the burden that gets lifted off me, and I no longer feel alone in my village. So thank you.